Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to an epic game of StarCraft 2. Today in the top right, spawning as our red Protoss player, the man, the myth, the legend. It is of course Shadow, playing for Team Platinum Heroes. And in the bottom left, the European king of cheese. The man that's built more proxy hatches on the map than in his own natural. It is of course Bly, who's come back from, I don't want to say from the dead, but he was fairly inactive for a long time, and now he's been back. He's been playing quite well. He's been showing us that he's still capable of, well, at least of proxy hatching, as he's attempting it here immediately. Shadow with a quick block though, says not today, but throws down that Nexus, and that's kind of expensive here for Bly, who now as a result will have not that many options left. He's probably gonna try and steal a gas. Shadow should have really blocked that. That was very sloppy there out of Shadow. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay. Yeah, just very sloppy. So you could just block it by having a probe next to the gas, like just right-clicking it on it, and you should be absolutely fine. And yeah, this is not good. This means your Stargate is going to be delayed, and Stargate usually is the tech choice for a majority of the Protoss players, especially on Rothhuset Station, which is of course the map that we're playing on currently. Rothhuset Station, one of these maps that usually doesn't get played in best of 3s, best of 5s, and I think even a best of 7. Zerx will probably veto it. It's a difficult map, but Bly is a player that just lets it in. He says, no, there's 3 maps in this 9-map map pool that are worse than Rothhuset Station, and he vetoes those instead. So curious to see what he's going to do. When I played against Bly, he did some very aggressive Nydus swarm host play against me very early on. And it wouldn't surprise me if that's what we're going to be seeing here as well. We still have that gas mining happening. There is no drones heading over to the third base to get rid of these mineral patches either, because the third base are blocked by 2 mineral patches that have 10 minerals each, as we're going to see right now. So you need to make 4 trips with a single drone. But I mean, the third is already too late. It usually goes down at 30 supply. And right now, at 36 supply, we don't even have that base yet. And instead, we're going to be seeing a rushed out lair. 2 overlords out, 3 overlords out on the map. No, never mind. This is not an overlord, this is an extractor. I was just checking the minimap. I was like, that's a weird looking overlord. That one's fat. Alright. Adept gets the scout. Sees that there's no third base. Does notice that 1 patch is missing. I wonder what conclusions you can draw from that. I don't think too many. Did he see that there's a lair? No, I didn't see the lair quite yet. Just gonna shade back home, which I think might actually be the correct call here. And indeed, the third base will go down shortly here for Shadow. And as he starts with a Void Ray, goal should be to probably deny scouting as much as possible. And then get that third base up. And that's indeed what he does. Very nice. Okay, this is a good start. This is a cute little opener here for Shadow. And I like this. Void Ray into Oracle. See what you can do from there on out. This Overlord is making quite the journey though. It's not being spotted yet. I don't think you're gonna go here either with a Void Ray to look for that. You know, you kill this Overlord. Maybe you go towards the left. Pro could potentially spot it if he goes for some mining, but he won't. Still some possibilities here. Nydus network indeed is going down right now. Gas mining continues, indicating that we are going to see a tech structure here. I've never heard of a Hydralisk Nydus, so I'm expecting this to be an infestation pit at some point in the future. 37 drones. 45 SCVs right now. Or SCVs, 45 probes. Double Stargate Phoenix is going to be the opener here for Shadow. I have to wait and see if that is going to be successful or not. Oh, this Oracle arrest definitely was not successful. Nydus network now going down. The top side here of the third base, we have an instant recall. It's got to be 4 queens and a bunch of links. Really not the end of the world if this thing finishes, to be honest. And I don't think it will either. Ah, okay, no, we will get it. Well, that was sloppy here out of Bly. It's going to be losing some of these queens as a result. Oracle coming back home. Oracle will die. That's frustrating. Probes right now not really attacking, as this Void Ray is going to get taken out as well. I thought this was going to be bad for Bly, but Bly somehow, some way manages to sneak a couple of kills in there. And that Nydus network will get taken out as well. There's a bunch of links waiting to pop out. Actually, it's just 7. Really focusing the Nydus network is probably a mistake. It's a tanking unit here. It's being used as a tanking unit, and one hell of a tanking unit it has been so far. Void Ray and Oracle being taken out. Eventually this is going to get cleaned up. But without any real map control with a Void Ray or with an Oracle, it might be hard to clear potential Nyduses. And we do see the first 5 Swarm Holes now being produced, as well as a third base on the way here for Bly, who now probably wants to start getting these Nyduses somewhere out on the map. I think this is a good location. I think this is a good location. And I think this is a good location. So there's 3 like prime locations that you can use. I've seen Lambo play this particular build and then take his opponent's gold base as well with it. So you can build spores there. You can send in your Swarmos wave either into the third or in towards the natural. So far, Bly here, he's picking a kind of an offbeat location. I like it though. This is a spot you're not necessarily gonna scout instantly as the Protoss. And if that first wave comes in with these 5 Swarm Holes, that is the start of something potentially much bigger. Because it always starts with 1 wave. It always starts with 1 wave, and then the second, and then the third. And if you don't clear these Nyduses, waves are just gonna keep on coming. Here come the first 10 Locusts will land and target down just 1 Stalker for now. Get a couple of workers as well. Not the biggest deal, you could say. But at the same time, this was free here for Bly, who's trying to get a Nydus word in towards the next. So this seems like an extraction. Seems like a distraction here. Not very useful. Ooh, Queens are perhaps in a bit of trouble here. If the Phoenixes show up, that is, of course. 5 Phoenixes are out. Void Rays not being microed very well. 1 Void Ray's gonna get taken out. Here come the Phoenixes, as Lynx have managed to sneak their way in towards the main base as well at the same time. Okay, if there were 2 Void Rays here, this would have been great. And honestly, it's still playable, but it needs to be real careful. He really needs to be very careful. Another Nydus Worm now going down in the third base. Recall once again gets used. This Nydus Worm still alive. Zealot Stalker's gonna take care of that. Cannon plus battery. Pro pool needs to happen instantly, or these probes are going to fall at a very high pace. 4 workers go down instantly. Right click here on the Nexus. There's no way that's gonna go down. Not with the repair of the shield battery. Oh my god, it was like the last shot here that killed it. I really didn't think that was gonna be possible. Frustrating, because this represents a major loss of income for Shadow, as well as moving into a supply block here. And now it's really the only thing that matters is these Phoenixes. These Phoenixes need to lift the Swarmos. They need to find the Swarmos, so A, they can lift them, and B, there's no recall available, and B, so they can shoot the Locusts as well when they, when the Locusts are being summoned. Okay, Nydus will go down before anything too bad happens. This is in range of the Watchtower, but the Watchtower right now is being kept here by this single Zergling. I feel like Shadow has really stabilized at this point, and Bly needs to think of something else. He's teching into Glial Reconstitution. Okay, this is a wild move, because he's gonna lose this. Oh well, I guess they all managed to survive. We have +1 yet on these Phoenixes? I don't think we do. I think that would be a good call, just to get a +1 attack here on the air weapons. And I think this is in vision range. Yeah, it is. Phoenixes indeed could start moving over. I think you want to kind of hide the Phoenixes. So you send in the Void Ray, then you hide the Phoenixes. I think that's the ultimate play. Creep Tumor still being spread here, as a Nydus is being put a lot further away. But with Shadow stabilizing, this is starting to look real difficult here for Bly, who's now adding in Corruptors. I guess he's on 6 gas, so he can kind of afford it. He's staying on a low Swarm Host count. We've seen people just go up to like 30 Swarm Hosts or so. That's not what Bly is doing here at all. Bly saying, no, I want 14 Swarm Hosts, and then I just transition into whatever else I want to add. This is a bad Locust wave. This should not be capable of doing anything. A couple of Locusts get tricked downstairs here by the Stalkers, and here come the Phoenixes, and yeah, this wave is just going to get absolutely blasted. The Roach is coming in from the side, though. This was a very good defense once again here, coming out of Shadow. Who's honestly just winning. He's just winning, and it's going to be real difficult. Now, Creep Tumor here do provide vision. It's 4 base versus 3. But the thing is, he's playing Roaches right now. He's playing Roaches, and that's not what you want to be playing. I'm surprised to see a Phoenix cut as well. I felt like the Phoenixes were performing quite well. Okay, here comes the move out. Perhaps he can lift 1 or 2. Yes, okay, 2 he can lift. Can we have anything just happening here? Hello? good sir. We need to deal with this threat. Okay, now we're getting a 3 Stalker Warp, and that's too late. As we're gonna get a couple of Swarmos here popping out. Well, a couple. Every single Swarmos here is popping out, and that means that perhaps this base is just going to fall. Right-click on it. Yep, that is a dead base once again. We have Stalkers moving across the map. This seems like an ill-informed decision. Why would we be attacking into someone that is all-inning of 60 workers? That makes not a whole lot of sense in my mind, as 2 more Void Rays are now in production. Roaches are popping out on this side of the Nydus, saying hello to these gateways as well. Bly moved back into these Nydus worms, now under heavy fire at home, but is this enough? These Stalkers don't have blink yet, they don't have +1. There's what, 20 roaches, 21 links. I don't think these Stalkers are going to be good enough without... Well, I know these Stalkers are not going to be good enough, especially not without blink. So they're going to get caught, they'll need to recall. His Phoenixes are being pushed back as well by the Corruptor count. I wonder if Stalkers is still the correct answer here, or if maybe you want to transition into just a pure kind of Airtos army. Saying, hey, if I can clear these Corruptors and I have air units, I think I'm gonna be fine. Honestly, getting 6, 7, 8 Void Rays here with the Flux Veins might have been the correct call. Instead, we saw this transition into Stalkers that didn't really work out. We do have a recall of 2 Void Rays here as well. Corruptor still moving in forward, as Bly is the one in charge currently. We have a new base being taken by Shadow, wanting to go back up to 4 bases again. Still doesn't have blink on these Stalkers. Now, there are no upgrades on the Roaches, which means that if +2 ends up finishing, is that Stalker versus Roach is going to be a fairly one-sided battle. But for now, Bly is just up 60 supply with a very solid bank as well, with the ability to reproduce whatever he wants. He could go into a Hive as well. He's getting double Evo Chambers, which I think are all good calls. I'd love to see Hive and a Hydra then, and then an eventual transition into Lurkers. There's nothing right now that really deals with the Lurker, and there's not going to be anything in the next 2, 3, 4 minutes either. We have another attack here in the natural. This is the Corruptors peeing on the Nexus. While at the same time, Roaches are knocking on Shadow's door. Yeah, this is looking real bad right now for Protoss. As Bly with an absolutely mental comeback there. Yeah, that 1 or 2 Nydus is too many finish, and just like that, boom, you're losing workers left, right, and center. Don't forget though, Bly still at a very low worker count. This fight, perhaps a bit too aggressive. Corruptors now also throwing their life away. Bly, oh no. Don't forget that Bly doesn't actually have much of an army. He has Swarm Host, but that is not an army in the traditional sense. And now these supplies are looking a whole lot closer. I feel like there might be a bit of a timing here for Shadow on the moment +2 finishes up. Problem, of course, for him is that he's only on 2 bases right now. Nydus networks popping out left, right, and center. And Bly is happily on... Well, he's technically on 5 base, but he's mining from 2.5. He has the ability to transfer some of these drones, of course, to more outside bases, but he's already outmining his opponent, so probably doesn't feel the need as much. I still believe that Hive, both for Adrenal Glands as well as for Lurker Tech, would be a fantastic thing to go into here for Bly. Like, let's not underestimate Adrenal Glands either. That's such a huge upgrade, and there's plenty of gas available for Bly, so it's definitely a viable choice here. A couple of these Swarmos popping out of the Nydus. Corruptors just idling on the side, wanting to probably clear one of these Void Rays. Nice little lift there. Yeah, wants to go for the Void and a Phoenix. We'll get the Void. Might get the Phoenix. Yep. Gets both. This base still ain't here. And I think Shadow is kind of preparing for a +2 little attack. Although he's the one that's under attack, so perhaps he can't really... I mean, he's just getting pushed back further and further and further. Bly is surrounding him with creep Nyduses and Corruptor attacks. Once more, we have this Nydus worm going up over here. I'm surprised that this one has been taken out every single time. That seems pretty wild as well. Okay, this is gonna get pushed back. At least a little bit. +2, putting in some serious work. We have a blink down here. That means that a couple of these Swarm Hosts are gonna get taken out. Why not paying attention whatsoever? Once more, potential for a comeback is here. Okay, we do get the Locust usage. Do get the use of the Locust. How many Swarm Hosts do we have left? We have 5 Swarm Hosts left. There's a bunch of Corruptors in the sky. Now it's Shadow pushing in forward. Defensively, there's not a whole lot for Bly. This sounds stupid, but I guess he can... Yeah. Yeah, attacking this Nexus is actually a really good call because it forces a part of Shadow's army to come back home. Shadow right now expanding towards a third base. He is still down 80 supply and it's looking quite bad. It's actually looking really bad. But at the same time, Bly is just not getting into a hive. He's not continuing his upgrades either. He's stuck here in the 1-1 mindset. He has a lot of Ravagers, which are a great unit, as long as your opponent doesn't have more than 150 supply. But if we get any type of splash, and whether that's going to be Storm, or Disruptors, or even Colossus, for all I care, I think that Bly could potentially be in trouble if he doesn't start making moves in the near future. Okay, we get a hive. That is good. That is a start here for Bly. We have another... How many Nydus networks have we had so far? 25 Nydus networks. Very nice. Averaging a bit more than 1 a minute. 1.5 or so, I think. Something along them lines. There's a round of links on these Stalkers, but as the Roaches aren't there to really deal the damage, that didn't do a whole lot. Honestly. Can Stalker see this? Yeah, okay. He's aware of what's happening here. He knows, even if he can't see it. We have 8 Locusts here popping out. 105 supply to 185. And although the income for Shadow is significantly worse here, he still has decent income. It's not like before where it was like mining like 900. Right now, if he's mining full force, like 1400 minerals or so, needs to be careful though, can't afford to stand in the bios in this base. It's just toast. And at the same time, this base is also toast. This Bly with honestly a masterclass here of making a comeback in a game he had no business in being in anymore. It was even supply. He was playing Sparmos. There were no Nydus worms up. The closest Nydus worm was over here. And I really think that one of the mistakes that Shadow made in this particular game, as I do believe it's coming to an end right now. 1 base versus 5. It's not a great situation. So one of the main mistakes here for Shadow is stopping his air unit production, I think. And I think that move out that he made were also, yeah, just the 2 big errors here of this game. That is going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.